Greetings, Exile. It's me, the guy who plays off-meta trash builds and pushes them to endgame so you don't have to. I'm here to bring you an update on our Slayer, who has been training very diligently these past few days, so much so that sometimes even I am surprised. He is no longer a novice, as he has become so skilled in the art of bonking that he can now even be considered an expert. You might be wondering what brought about this change. How did someone who knew nothing about bonking and was barely able to stun Tier 14 map bosses become an expert in a few days? Well, this was possible due to the acquisition of upgrades I mentioned in the previous video. If you haven't watched it yet, I would suggest you watch it first. I will leave a link to it in the description. To summarize the upgrades we acquired, we started by getting a Megalomaniac Jewel, which grants us Overlord. If you can't find a Megalomaniac with Overlord, consider using a Mace and Staff large cluster jewel instead. Alongside this, we bought armor with Fractured Armor and Evasion and slammed a few Essences of Insanity until we got something acceptable. With this, we now have both a means to fortify ourselves and permanent onslaught as long as we get hit, allowing us to ditch Perseverance. Next, we bought Flesh and Flame jewels, which grant us first to strike, last to fall from the Champion Ascendancy, giving us means to gain adrenaline and a way to intimidate monsters. Then we bought Ralakesh's Impatience, which provides us with the benefits of having the maximum number of charges. Lastly, we bought a Pile Driver with Shaper Influence, 6-linked it, then used Perfect Fossils to increase its quality by at least 24%. Spammed Deafening Essence of Zeal on it until we got something decent, and then used the Harvest Bench to enchant it for attack speed. In addition to acquiring all these upgrades, there have been other changes. We have crafted a better helmet and gloves with the help of Rog. Our skill tree has changed quite a bit, and we have bought some high-level gems. We also equipped Arn's Anguish in our belt slot, which turns our endurance charges into brutal charges, providing us with access to triple damage. Some of you might be curious about the plans going forward with this build. Well, first of all, we're going to craft an even better weapon. Then, we're going to opt out of Precise Technique and turn our build into a crit build. We'll craft new gear and aim to achieve 100% spell suppression. Additionally, we'll try to reach at least 4,000 life and fit in more auras. Before, we were only able to do up to Tier 12 maps, but now we are able to do all content other than Tier 17 maps and Uber bosses. This will change by the time of our next update. Till then, if you would like to join our Slayer on his bonking journey, please consider subscribing and following me on Twitch. I look forward to turning this build into a real success.